On another note, you were saying that Black Chyna, she decided to put the paws on her boyfriend.
Did you see that picture?
Yeah, it looks like she put the paws and a bat was in her paws at the same time.
She was trying to kill that nigga.
Why?
Like, I don't know. I wasn't there, but like, that's why she decided to give her life to Jesus.
Okay.
Like, she decided to give her life to Jesus because of that. Because there is no...
Was that an old picture or was that something that just happened last week?
No, that was the old picture. So I think that was probably like a year or so ago. So he's just after some money at this point, which we get. But if I got my ass beat like that, I'm coming for some money too.
Oh yeah, now you got to pay me.
You got to pay me.
He was asleep or something? Or how did she?
Yeah, he was laying down. So I ain't mad at him from suing. Honestly, like, get you a check. Because who knows what all he was going through with Blac Chyna, like when she was on those rampages. Because they said, like, even Rob Kardashian was saying that, like, when she was on drugs and when she was drinking or whatever the case may be, she was really, really crazy. So, I mean, that's a lot that you dealing with.
That is.
So, I want to get paid, too, for my trauma.
How many men have you found yourself beating on?
No,
what?
No, not at all. I don't beat men.
Yeah, see, no, I knew that would be a good question.
I don't beat men, and you can ask anybody that I've ever dated.
Okay.
I don't beat men.
Okay.
I will yell and I will talk my shit, but I'm a lot calmer these days.
You almost beat Jody when he was in here.
That was like 2 months ago.
You done changed it 2 months?
I worked on my
temper,
composure.
Okay.
So, yeah, but honestly, anger comes from a lot of different things. So if you don't work through the things that have caused you pain or trauma or whatever, they will come in different areas. So it can come in overeating, it can come in anger, it can come in bitterness, it can come in a lot of different ways. So you have to tackle the things that you go through in life because it will start to show up in other areas of your life where you're not normally that person. Or you could be normally that person. And, you know, your character comes out when you're mad or whatever the case may be. But you do have to work on those things. And I think it's like a lifelong journey. But I don't beat men.
Okay, I'm glad to know about that.
I talk my shit.
Yeah.
And I would even give niggas like shit a little crazy. But I don't be beating men because I don't want to get beat. Like,
yeah,
don't put your hands on me.
That makes
I will
sense.
talk my shit though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Okay, so what are other little things that women do to piss off men other than beat on them?
Anything. If you know who you dealing with, if you know their triggers. So if I know that you don't like me bringing up a certain person, I might bring them up. If I know that you don't like this or you're struggling in your career, I'm gonna bring that. Like, people will find out your triggers and they will bring that up to make you feel a certain type of way or to piss you off or to do this or to that. So you got to know the people that you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a very petty person that will throw up the stuff in your face, limit what you say or limit even being with them. Like, you know what I'm saying? My thing is that we are all grown. You don't have to deal with nobody that you don't want to deal with. If somebody is always triggering you, ain't no coochie, ain't no ding-a-ling, ain't no nothing good enough for you to stay in that. Like, go.
Okay, I got to ask you this, though, Erin Rae. At what age do women get tired of playing those games?
There ain't no age. There ain't no age. If I am a psycho, I'm going to stay a psycho. I'm going to die one.
Okay.
So I don't think it's no age limit to anything. People have to make a conscious decision to want to change. That can be in their youth. That can be in their old age. But until someone makes that decision that they want to be a better person or do things differently, they're not going to. And it does not matter what age they are. That's men, that's women, that's anybody.
Nah, I feel that. Now, I mean, in other trending topics, you know, Cardi B and Offset seem to be going through a public, split, and that hurts me because I mean they had been going so strong for so long, man. It seemed like they was like the perfect hip hop couple.
The perfect hip hop couple.
That's how I felt about them.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Every other day, Cardi B is complaining about this man. Wasn't she in court almost looking at some time for beating up some strippers behind him that he was cheating on her with? We can name a whole bunch of stuff that was happening in this relationship.
It's not about what's going on in the relationship. It's about if you can take it.
So,
And obviously, both of them are taking each other's shit.
Yeah.
That's what makes a relationship last. Somebody's got to be able to know when it's time to take an L. You can't get a W every weekend.
you can, but if you taking more
Unless you're saying the word
W's,
weekend.
if you taking more L's than you taking W's, then it's time to get about that relationship. And that's with anybody. That's with a friendship. That's with, again, I'm going to say this. If you are not getting what you need out of a relationship, move on. Just
and
move
OG
on.
told me this back in the day. You know, when Tyler Perry did that movie, he had the 80-20 rule.
Mm-hmm.
As long as it's good 80% of the time, you can deal with the 20% of the bullshit. Well, the OG told me, he said, nah, I don't even subscribe to that. It's the 51-49 rule. Just make sure it's good a little bit more than it's fucked up.
And that's it. That's all. But
And I
if you
kind of
feel
prescribe to that, too.
No, I mean, you have
Well,
to.
subscribe, whatever the hell you say.
Yeah, because no one is going to be on their A game all the time. You're not going to be on your A game all the time. So you have to understand, okay, I'm going to meet you where you at. But if I'm always exceeding in this and giving, and I'm not getting anything back, in this world, life will beat you down. Life will beat you down. I shouldn't have to come home and get beat down. Work will beat you down. Just all of this. So this is something that I can choose to be in. You can't choose the cards all the time that life gives you. So if I can choose a relationship, why am I going to choose to be miserable?
Well, it just depends, though, because sometimes in a relationship, folks can get together and say, you know what, we choose each other and we choose to be happy.
If you are choosing to be happy, that's something different. But if you're miserable, get the fuck on. My thing is that happiness is a choice. You're not always gonna wake up every morning like, oh, I'm just so happy. Sometimes it's a feeling, but majority of the time it is a choice. If you got a lot of things going on in life and you like, you know what, I'm not gonna let it beat me down today. I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna be happy, I'm gonna be productive, whatever the case may be. That is you making a conscious decision to be happy throughout your circumstances. If you're the only one doing that in a relationship, that person is no longer serving you where you're at. Now, you do have to realize that sometimes we are different places in our lives, and that doesn't mean just let it go. But you have to have the foundation in that relationship to know, like, okay, it's time to go, or we can work through this.
Somebody said a long time ago that, you know, people are never in love at the same time. And a relationship is always somebody that loves the other person more than the other person loves them in a relationship. And maybe, you know, folks just keep on flip-flopping with each other and they can't never get it right.
That may be the case. And that's why it is a decision to you and that person to be like, you know what, we can't ever get right. Since we can't get right, let's just not make this right. Let's get go. Let's go. But sometimes you're like, okay, well, you know, let's try to see what we can do. If you are in the place of trying to see how you can make it last, how you can make it work, what can you do to be a better spouse or a better partner for your, you know, person, and y'all continue to meet each other in the middle in that, then that's the relationship that's worth trying for. But if you're not, then again, like I said, we're grown, and some things you don't have to be in. You really don't. Like, we all have the decision to make choices. We don't always have, well, not always. You can make a choice, but you don't have a choice over what that consequence is going to be. So if you continue to stay with the person that is making you miserable, and then a couple years down the road, you see that you look 30 years older.
Damn.
You out of shape, your career, everything is just miserable all around you because you allow misery to stay in your life. That is a choice that you consciously made. Like, people can bring you down in relationships, in friendships, all of that. Like, they can drain you of all your good energy. You think you a star, all of this, whatever. And you might be, but
How
you got somebody.
rock star?
You know,
Come on.
and you got this person bringing you down. No. So get out of it.
No, I totally understand that. Sometimes you do have to get out of these relationships. I just wish I would see more people fighting for love than running for love. Have you ever fought for love before, Erin Rae?
I have.
And how did that go?
We hearing me. I knew, but you know what? Let me say this. At the time that I was fighting for love, it made sense for me and him at that time. I wasn't the only one fighting for love. He did his part as well. Unfortunately, it just didn't work. Me and him are actually really cool to this day, though. So I don't really
So when
have
y'all
much
gonna start fighting for love again then?
Some people you're just not supposed to be with. And we just recognized that in each other. It's just like, we was just like really, really cool.
If y'all still cool to this day,
We
then
ain't
y'all
cool like we
still
gonna be
cool.
on the phone or nothing like that. It's just like, okay, what's up, nigga? Da da da. I'm in the city. Blah blah blah. We don't even live in the same city or whatever. Actually, even in the same country. He plays ball in another country. So yeah, we ain't even in the same place mentally.
Yeah.
But we cool to where it's just like if we see each other, there's no issue. We ain't got no problem. We ended on, I ain't gonna say good terms, but we didn't end on horrible terms. It's just like, we tried. We tried, and that's not what this is. But I will say in that relationship, he really showed me a person that if they want you, they will try to make it work. And so from that, I really learned a lot from him. I learned a lot from actually all my relationships, my serious relationships. I ain't never really dated a horrible man. Like, I did have one situation where he just wasn't the best person, but that he could have been. But I ain't really dated no just like horrible people to where I'm just like, oh my God, I hate them.
Yeah, no, I feel that.